Hey, you fucks. Thanks for, checking out the videos, showing a little bit of support. How about you take it to the next level and show us some love over there on Patreon, huh? Huh?
Yo, 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 what the fuck is up there, everybody out there on the YouTube sources? It's your good buddy Papa TKO coming to you live. Well, not live, but coming to you from his nice warm home while he's wrapped up in a kotatsu, and he's got some vaporwave playing on his fucking phone for background ambience, and you guys won't hear it because the microphone's set up so it only can hear things that are really close by or some shit. I don't know. Anyway, welcome back, everybody. Thanks always for checking out the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the fun topic of Japanese movies again. Because, God, it's like, it's the topic that keeps on giving, you know? There's so many movies, so many TV shows. I mean, if there's one thing that, like, Japan is just, like, they do not lack in, it's choices of media, you know? Like, you think of, oppressive media shit, you think like China or North Korea. Well, China's probably more free than North Korea, but it's just heavily censored or something, you know. But yeah, it's nice. It's why am I coughing? I am not sick anymore, but I have I don't know, like when it's in the morning and I have to cough, I guess I cough, I don't know. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so yeah, today we're going to be talking about movies. We're going to be doing another part. I think this is part 2 of me talking about Japanese movies, just because there's a lot of good movies out there that I think that thanks to streaming services and stuff, like, it's cool. You don't need to really torrent stuff anymore. If it's like a decently popular movie, you can find it on a streaming site. But there's so many options out there, and it's like, well, what's good? What's a good one? You know, like, which one should I check out? And that's kind of the point of this series, is that I want to share movies that I've watched, and like, I just in general, I want to share media that I've either read or watched or listened to up until now. For any of you guys who are wanting to get into, you want to learn Japanese, but you just need some more immersion material. Well, that's kind of the point of this, right? And yeah, like, there's a lot of Japanese movies. Unfortunately, a lot of them suck, but we're going to try to talk about some good ones. And also, it's cool because, like, I am going... blah, 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 moving the tongue. No, it's just like, there's a lot of TV shows and movies that I haven't watched yet that I do want to watch. And that's one of the fun things about this series for the rant, is that, like... it kind of prompts me to be like, oh, did you check this out? Yeah, I should check this out and, like, talk about it later and share my opinions on stuff and blah, blah, blah. And also, since I guess the start of 2025, I'm going to start timestamping each one of these rants, so you guys will be able to tell if you're just like, hey, just get to the point, Dad. I'm going to timestamp them, so you can just skip there if you want instead of that. But, these are rants, these are rambles, so if I go off on a tangent, you've been warned. And I'm not going to try to go off on too much of a tangent today, but there's something I wanted to get off my chest that was frustrating me, and I'm going to talk about that, before we get into the topic of Japanese movies. And, of course, if there's something that I want to mention about these movies or something that or related to these movies, I'll say them too. But anyway, it's getting close to the 4-minute point here, so let me just do a self-promo really quick. I just want to say thank you again, everybody who comes and checks out this channel. I don't shout it out enough on my main channel, and the reason why I started the ADVJapan was because... YouTube was like, no, you want to make, fucking media more than 10 minutes long? Not in my house, bitch ass. And so I moved all my rants to this channel, and this channel, ADVJapan, is named after, it's an homage to my buddies Winston and Matt that were China vloggers a while ago, and they had a channel called ADV China. So this is kind of like me paying respects to them, because they had kind of a similar format. Even though I think it was around like 20 minutes or so, where they ride on motorcycles and then they would edit in B-roll of what they were talking about. I'm a lot more lazy than those guys, so I'm just going to talk, and then maybe, I guess, occasionally I'll do some pop-ups or something. But yeah, a big shout out to every one of you who actually come here and sit down and listen to these. And yeah, like hello everybody in the premiere chat. How you guys doing? Say hello to Dad if you're here for the premiere. And yeah, just big shout out to every one of you guys who goes over to patreon.com/TKOSam. Yeah, I think I mentioned this, but like a majority of my rants in 2024 didn't get monetized because I accidentally I put epidemic sound music in my for the background music for these rants, and unfortunately epidemic sound, it only lets you monetize one channel, so it gives you the license for their music but for one channel, and that channel's TKO Sam. So even though I have a license for them, I don't have a license for ADVJapan. So yeah, they got all my money. They got all my AdSense money practically for 2024, which is fine, but because like I don't get a lot of views on these to begin with. But yeah, this channel is entirely funded by you guys, and whether it's a super chat, a super thanks, or becoming a member by hitting that join button, I really appreciate it, guys. Like even $1, it doesn't matter. It just shows that you're supporting me, and I really appreciate it. And like, you know, I'm not one of those YouTubers that doesn't do anything for their Patreon. You go over to my Patreon, there's a lot of bonus stuff, and I think there's like, it's nice and hearty. It's like a good cowboy chili, you know. It's gonna fill you up and help you get on with your journey, you know. And I like that. I like that about my Patreon. I put a lot of work into my Patreon, god damn it. So yeah, if you guys ever wanted to learn Japanese, or you want to have you know, I send packages every month from you know, from Tokyo to you guys who join the Japanese lessons tier and higher. So yeah, go over and check that out. And even if you guys you know, you guys totally want to support me on Patreon, right? Wink wink. But if for whatever reason you guys can't, that's totally fine too. But just help me out, you know, like meet me halfway and smash the like button or the dislike button. It doesn't matter. Just the engagement helps. And leave a comment. And I guess the comment today is that if you guys have any Japanese media that you'd like to recommend, yeah, please write it down in the comment section below. Especially if it's something where you think I haven't checked it out yet. I'm always looking for new titles to check out, because I think, you know, I get my my hands on most mainstream, you know, titles, but if there's something that's like a little bit not classic, but like cult classic kind of thing, then yeah, let me know. Like I just found out like last year that they made a bunch of video game movies only on the Japan side for certain like video game genres, so or video game titles, right? Like Parasite Eve, there's like 2 or 3 movies that they made about that, and I don't care if they're shitty. I want to go see them, you know. So yeah, if you have anything like that, let me know. And yeah, I guess that's the question of the day. And if you don't have any media recommendations, just tell me, you know, like what's I don't know, what's a movie that you really like that you can watch over and over again? For me, I love Goodfellas. That's like one of my favorite movies. It's so classy. Every fucking scene in that movie is it's just smooth like butter, K-pop style. It's great. But yeah, just let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, okay. So I just, you know, I wanted to get into it today because there is one thing I want to get into. Like, let me just spiel beforehand here, okay? Can I do that? Can I just let me do it, man? I don't know. What's your problem? It's Obama. Yeah, like, you know, I don't use Facebook that often. Like, when I was younger, I used Facebook quite a bit. And I usually just used it as a Rolodex, you know? Like, I would meet somebody, and instead of getting their contact info or what, I'd just go on Facebook, right? And, I don't know, for the past couple years, like, I don't really use Facebook for anything. Like, you know, I just use it for, as a Rolodex. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I need to talk to that guy. Yeah, I'll just hit him up on there. Because I don't really use Line or Instagram like that, you know? It's because everyone's always changing or deleting their stuff. You know, so it's a pain in the ass to do. But anyway, when I was younger, I used to go to like a lot of, like, you know, not. I used to go to a lot of cocktail parties down in, you know, upper West Manhattan. No, it's just, you know, when I was younger, like I would purposely try to go to like a lot of meetup or like Facebook group parties or just random parties, like, you know, like you'd network with people and then they'd invite you to these parties. And I remember there was this one guy I met through this party. Like, I used to be part of this, I don't know what you'd call it, like a party circuit or something. Like, it was a group party that they didn't advertise for anything. Like, you know, they never advertised it to the public. It was always like bring your friends kind of thing. And it was cool. It was kind of like, you know, secret, cool, hip or whatever. And so you'd get to meet a bunch of people from around Tokyo and stuff, Japanese people, foreigners. And it was cool because, like, again, this wasn't advertised on Facebook. You know, like maybe they would make an event page to invite everyone, but like it wasn't open to the public, right? And yeah, I don't know, it just felt more personal, more connected, you know? And I remember there was this one guy I met, and I'm not going to say his name or anything. I will give a description of him, but I will not, you know, I'm not going to like try to dox him or anything. But there was this guy I met, and I'm guessing he's older than me. Yeah, he's probably older than me. And I forgot how we started talking eventually at the event, but I think it was that he said that he did translating too, and I wanted to like, you know, talk to more translators or whatever. I was talking to him, and you know, he was like not a big fat guy, but he was definitely a little bit chunky, not super chunky, but just a little bit chunky, right? And you know, I really respected that guy though when I first met him, because I was like, he told me that he was originally like 450 plus pounds or something, and because he used the Nintendo, God, at the time, what was it, Nintendo Wii or something? He's like, I did Wii Sports every day, and I would just do it for hours and hours, and then, like, you know, I got my diet and like calories on track, and I lost a lot of weight, and then, you know, like I actually got down to a really nice weight, and then I kind of bounced back, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, I get you, and you know, like this guy, like he lives in Saitama, I think. Yeah, Saitama, I don't know. He's like in one of the prefectures that's around Tokyo, but like, goddamn, dude, it's just like I don't check Facebook that often, right? Like, I don't really go on there. I should go on there more to promote like my TQ Sam pages and stuff, but I don't really go on Facebook that often. And when I go on, I'm usually just bombarded with ads for like different like, you know, like different pages and stuff, like anime pages or different groups or whatever, or like internet pages. Like, it's rarely like updates from friends, but I see this one guy, and and this is like right after Trump got into office, right? And he just keeps posting post after post after post about Trump and everything. And I remember that I saw him a couple years ago, and it looked like he gained all the weight back, and so that he said he lost, right? And like, you know, just for reference, I'm about 172 kilos, so that's like right under 400 pounds, you know. I wear it well, though. I'd have to say, you know, I wear it well. I wear layers and, you know, dark. I mean, I'm still fat, you know. You can't deny the fatness, but I you know, there's ways to I you know, try to wear my fashion so I wear it well, right? But this guy, it's just sweats, you know, like he just wears sweatpants and hoodies and stuff. He's a big chunky boy, and you know, like you could tell he's never really been good with women. And yeah, you know, and it's just like the whole point is that like he's a big fat sad boy, and when I log into Facebook, he's just bombarding the fucking thing with just like angry, delusional liberal takes, you know. And it's like, it's not bad. There's nothing wrong with being a liberal. It's you know, you want to do what you want to do, that's fine. But he's just like, every little decree that happens after Trump gets into office, he's just like, meh. And anyway, like I'm sharing this whole story with you guys because he deleted my replies, you know. Normally, if I see shit like that, I'm like, yeah, that's sad for that guy, whatever, you know, hope he gets help. And then I just move on, you know, I don't give a shit. But this guy was just like, you know, and he's just, and I was like, dude, like, you know, like, what happened like, what happened to you, man? Like, did something happen? Like, a girlfriend break up with you, a family member die? Like, why are you so angry, dude? And he's like, there's nothing. He's like, my life is fine. I'm not, you know, like, I am doing great. My health is great. My body, and I'm like, you're not. Your health isn't great. You post pictures of yourself. You're a big fat boy right now, dude. Come on, you're in the middle of Saitama. You're not getting laid. You know, like you're just sad boy. I didn't say this to him, but I'm just thinking in my head, and I just replied with like, I was like, what is the point of getting angry and yelling into the void of the internet, where the only people that are willing to engage with you are people that are in your echo chamber? Like, doesn't that just circle, and like it just becomes a circle jerk, and then like you're not growing from that, and you're like you're stuck in your own little delusional echo chamber, and like this is why, like, you know, Trump won. It's because you guys are always just saying how everything's bad, but you're not actually going out and seeing what's actually happening, and you're just, you know, like, you're not happy with your own life, and like and he's like, you know, he replied something angry, whatever, right? And then I just replied with like, dude, you need to get a hobby. Like, you need to go out, you need to like get a pet, or like, you know, start fucking chicks or something again, dude. Like, you're like, this is, you know, we understand you're getting, you know, you're having a bad time getting off lazy, Tommy, but don't take it out on us. You know, it's yeah, you know, like I'm just like, dude, like, you need to, like, you know, come on, bro, like, but anyway, and like he deleted my replies. He deleted my replies so that anybody watch it, like, looking at his thing, was just like, yeah. And like I was like, did you delete my replies? And he's like, no. And he just gave me like 2 more paragraph replies about how he didn't. And I'm just like, God, dude, like, it just goes to show. I don't know, man. Like, it's so sad. Like, I don't understand if you're like 20 and you're really insecure and you're young and you don't understand anything. But it's like, this guy's like a 46, 45-year-old dude, and it's just like, come on, bro. Like, you know, like, what's going on in your life where the only thing that you're doing right now? He's like, you don't obviously understand. You don't check my Facebook that often. And I'm like, okay, I'll call your bet. I check his Facebook. It's all just it's like 75% angry posts about Trump, and I'm like, yeah, okay. But anyway, I'm just you know, it's like, it's sad, but I'm also grateful at the same time, because it's sad because it's like, I don't think he's a bad guy, the guy who's posting that stuff, but at the same time, it's like he's built his own prison, his own mental prison of sad boy stuff, and you know, but at the same time, I'm grateful because, like, that possibly could have been me. You know, I don't know how it could have been me, but like, there's always a chance that could have been you or whatever. So I'm, you know, it makes me grateful that it happened to that guy instead of me, you know. So anyway, I just wanted to share that little story with you guys because, yeah, that was just fucking, oh man, that was just, that was a thing, bro, you know. Anyway, let's get back onto the topic, huh? Shall we? Can we move on to the topic? I've got my little spiel out of the way. So, yeah, today we're going to be talking about Japanese movies that, I think these are mostly early 2000s movies. You guys are going to have to help correct me on these, but, yeah, I haven't watched any of these movies recently, so I'm just kind of, like, running off memory. So we're seeing how well my internal, brain hard drive is, retaining the data from this. But, yeah, these are all movies that, I don't know, I wouldn't say, like, they're super strong, like, I really, really love these, but I'm going to explain why I like them, at least. So, the first movie that we're going to talk about today is called Ping Pong, and, it's funny, because in Japanese, they don't call ping pong, they call it takyu, which is, literally, like, board, table, ball, so, yeah, I don't know how you guys feel about ping pong. I know my mod Deep, shout out to Deep, she loves the movie Ping Pong with Christopher Walken in it, and I don't know, I gotta give that movie a second chance, but yeah, you know, I'm not like I don't know, I like, even when I wasn't super fat, I just hate having to bend down to pick up a goddamn ball that, like, if you hit it, no matter how hard, like, ping pong is like, it's a great game for people with awesome reflexes and are super fast, you know, and I don't know, I don't have that, like, fast dad reaction Spider-Man energy, but yeah, you know, like, there are some people that really love ping pong, and this movie, though, is funny because they called it Ping Pong, and I saw this originally, I think, in America before I came to Japan. It was like one of those movies that I totally didn't torrent, wink, wink, hint, hint. And it's the story about two friends. And the thing that connects both of them is that these two buddies, they've known each other since they were kids. And what they would do after school is that, like, after school, like, you know, some kids go to, like, Juku cram school. Some kids go to the YMCA, or what do you call it, like, the Gakudo, the Jido Gakudo, which is, like, kind of like an after-school place where the kids can hang out and play until their parents get back home. So, you know, like, they've got, like, you know, but these boys, they would just go to, like, one of the boys' grandma's house, and they would just play ping pong, you know, like, that's what they would do. They would just, like, do that to kill time after school. And then they, you know, they grow up, and both of those boys are really good, but they're completely different personalities. So, like, the main character is named Smile, and they call him Smile because he never smiles. It's ironic and funny. And then the other character, his friend, I forgot what his name is, but I just call him Bowl Cut Boy because he's got this bowl cut for a haircut, and it's just gnarly. It's nasty. And it's funny because that kid, the guy who plays the dude who has the bowl cut, like, the bowl cut kid is just, like, they're both, like, spectrums of autism, if you think about it. Like, one's, like, super introverted. He doesn't talk that much. He hates eye contact. And the other one's just, like, super weird but extroverted, but, like, doesn't care. Like, he doesn't really let people judge him that much, you know? Like, he doesn't care. Like, people are judging the shit out of him because he's a weirdo, but he just doesn't give a fuck. And, you know, it's funny because it's like that trope has been played off so fucking much, you know? But that movie is, I don't know, it's great because of that dynamic. Like, you know, sometimes you'll have, like, a buddy cop thing, like, you know, or, like, no, like, what is it, like a buddy drama where it's just like both of the actors, they have no chemistry with each other, they don't like each other, you could tell they're just in it for the paycheck or whatever. But in this movie, it's like you could tell, like, there's some actual good bonding going on in the movie. And you know, it's like it's basically both of these boys, they want to, like, you know, be really good ping pong players or whatever. And you know, what is it? It's like the characters, even the side characters in this movie, you've got, like, a grandma who's, like, just really, what is it? She's just, like, she just smokes and she's just angry. She's a mean grandma, but not abusive, but she just doesn't take no shit, you know? She's Gator. Gator don't take no shit. And, you've got, what is it? Like, you have these side characters, too. Like, there's a guy from, like, Taiwan or China, and, you know, he comes to play, like, a competition in Japan. And here, wait, I'm looking up the movie thing right now. Ping pong movie, Japan, just so I can see the screenshots so I can remember some of this shit. Because I remember the overall movie plot of this, but it's just, it's interesting when you have, like, there's a lot of famous people in this, in the movie, right? And, like, for example, like, the main guy with the bowl cut, he plays King in Ikebukuro Westgate Park. And the thing is like, in ping pong, he's playing this kind of, like, not nerdy, but just, like, he's a very childish character, right? But he's not, like, physically intimidating or scary. And, like, he's obviously not fucking, you know? He's kind of like the Goku of ping pong. He's just doing this for fun, and he really likes it, right? And but he's not getting laid. But in Ikebukuro Westgate Park with Nagase Tomoya, he's King. He's got an blonde afro, and he just fucks. You know, he fucks long, hard, and fierce. And excuse me. And so, like, the guy definitely has a range of characters that he can play. You know, and then also, like, there's a bunch of famous people that are in this movie too, and I wish I could remember their names. This is one thing that, like, I am, like, kind of what do you call it? Like, this is one thing that, like, I am a little bit embarrassed about, is that even after being in Japan for, like, 20 plus years, I don't know any of these guys' names. It's just I never really had the precedent to really give a shit, you know? Like, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, he's that guy, cool, I guess, you know? But yeah, you've got, like, even the coach, the guy who plays their coach in this game, or in this movie, he's been in every fucking movie, dude. He's in so many fucking movies. The same guy, like, there's also a rival, right? There's this rival, and he shaves his head for like, you know, like when shavers, when swimmers shave their heads or shave their bodies to be more aerodynamic. Like he's playing like this guy who also has like he does that, and it's just I don't know, it's just fucking silly. It's just silly, silly bonkers shit. But anyway, the point is, the guy, the main character, Bowl-Cut Boy, he you know, he's playing ping pong and he loves it, and then one day he gets his ass kicked. It's like the first time he's lost in a very long time. And so he's just like, you know what, fuck this, and he quits ping pong. And meanwhile, his other friend Smile, though, he just keeps playing it, right? And it's and like eventually, of course, like the main character, he comes back, and here, look at it, Pico. Okay, his nickname is Pico, and the other kid's name is Smile. So yeah, like anyway, Pico gets his ass kicked by this like rival that he has from another school, and he loses his confidence, right? And then there's like a big thing that's coming up, like a tournament or whatever, and then one of Pico's old rivals is like, dude, like what happened to you? You're like smoking cigarettes and you like quit ping pong? Like what the fuck's wrong with you, bro? And he's like, you wouldn't understand, man. You don't get it. And he's like, stop being a bitch, you punk, you fucking bitch ass bitch. And then he's just like, okay, I'll stop being a bitch. And then he fights his rival again, and I think he wins. I don't remember, but there's a lot of people that are in that are like, you know, in this movie that like for this guy, like what is his name, Arakawa Ryodo. God damn it, I can't read his name. What is it, Yo-Yo or something? Ryo. Arakawa Ryodo. Well, anyway, he's the guy who is in a lot of Ikebukuro Escape Park movies and stuff. And but yeah, anyway, it's so funny because it's just like I totally paid for this movie, by the way. I downloaded this this movie on a whim, right? And but like it's like an awesome movie. Okay, shit, his name was Arakawa Yoshi. That's a weird name. 183. Oh shit, this guy's taller than me. 51 years old now. Damn. Everyone's getting old. Shit. But, yeah, I mean, the whole point is just, like, it's a very, like, the plot is very predictable, and, you know, you've seen this plot a bunch of times, but it's fun. It's one of those things where it's like, you don't care. You're going along for the ride. You're going along for the story. And so, like, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter that, like, it's not that big fucking deal. But I like the movie for its style. And the ending song for that movie, it is so good. And but it's only good if you watch the movie. You have to watch the movie all the way through. And I think it's called Space Boy. Not the initial D one, but it's really awesome. Eien naru mugen. Yeah. It's so cool. But anyway, yeah, I'll let you guys enjoy that later. I just checked on Google, and it says that you can watch it on Hulu. And also, is it on Netflix too? If it's on Netflix, I'll check it out. My buddy's Hulu thing expired, so I can't watch. Oh, it's on Unext. Nice. Okay, I can watch it on Unext later. Fuck yeah, dude. But yeah. Go check it out, guys. And apparently, it was based off of a manga, but then it became an anime later, I think. So, yeah. I didn't really like... I don't know, for me, if the art style's not good, I don't really like watching, like, shows if they have shitty art. And the ping pong one is, I don't know, what I consider to be shitty art. So I didn't check out the anime. But you guys should, and it's good, and also it is ma'am. Okay, and here, let me drink this. Gotta drink some coffee really quick. Let me get some energy up here. Okay. I gotta keep going. The next one that I want to talk about is called Drop. What you boys know about Drop, huh? Do any of you guys know Drop? I would think that you guys know Drop. Drop's one of those movies that I rented first. Can you believe that? I rented that, and yeah, like that was I immediately liked the DVD because like this is back in the day where I could rent DVDs for like 50 yen a piece when I was in the countryside. And Drop was cool because it was just like, it's just from what I recall, the DVD is just two dudes, and they're dressed like Furio, like bad boys in Japan. And they have like one has really bleached like orange hair or something. The other one has bleached blonde hair, and they're just like, yeah, we're bad boys doing bad boy stuff. And the font is like really just like in your face. And yeah, you know, it's here, drop Japanese movie. Yeah, we're you know, I'm making sure to check all this stuff out. I should have these things queued up. Like, so I'm like, okay, I could check it out later. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, we got these. We got. Okay, I'm actually just bringing all of this up right now. Yeah, so that way I can image reference this shit, so I can, if there's something I want to remember, I can remember. And why is it taking forever? It's taking forever to fucking Google search this shit right now. That's weird. Is the internet turned off right now? Kono site ni access dekinai. Don't you hate that when like you're trying to use your internet, but like in the background of your computer, there's too many programs downloading, and it's not even it's not even torrents. It's just downloading updates, and it's so annoying. It's like, can you just stop downloading updates? I'm pretty sure I don't need an update for Adobe. Like, I'll tell you when I need an update. And it's like, no, dude, you need an update. I got you, bro. And I'm like, okay, whatever. You bitch ass. Yeah, anyway. Drops a movie about this guy who, like, he's wanting to be a bad boy. He's always kind of, like, admired bad boys. And, he's like, I'm gonna go to high school. I'm gonna go to, like, one of those high schools where, like, guys have to, like, fight each other and stuff. And it's gonna be badass. And it's like, okay, fine. And, like, that's, like, such a premise, like, stupid premise for a movie. It's like the guy wasn't even a bad boy who got kicked out of multiple schools and then went to another thing, you know? Like, he's just, like, you know, I'm a badass. I want to go and be a badass. I don't know, it's just stupid. Here, I'm having to look this up on my phone now. This is how prepared I am, by the way, right? So prepared, Dad. I don't know why, my internet's being weird. It says, you cannot access Google. And I'm like, okay. I was just gonna ask why, you know, can you show me pictures of Drop, the movie? And it's like, no. Okay, you bitch ass. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, the story is this guy, he's like, I'm gonna go and be, like, he comes from, like, a fairly affluent background and stuff. And so his parents are like, you know, they're like, okay, whatever, like, you know, you want to be a dumbass, you can go live with your brother or your cousin or something. And they're like, yeah, you can go live there. And, there you go. And he's like, okay. And so he goes and lives with his brother or cousin or something. And the brother cousin is this guy who, I think he was in a band called Shushushin or something. I can't remember off the top of my head. But it was like this, he was like a member from a band or whatever. And he's just a side character, but he's actually pretty good at acting. I was surprised. Oh, dude, you can watch the whole movie on YouTube right now. Somebody uploaded it a month ago. The comments, holy shit, thank you. Oh my god, yeah, this movie's cool. But anyway, yeah, the movie is, it's you know, it's interesting because it's like, it plays on the trope of, like, bad boys, but it gives it, at least at the time, it gives it, like, kind of a modern spin to it. And most of the bad boy movies were like, oh, I got kicked out of all these schools, so I got moved to this school or something. It's kind of like Crow Zero kind of style, where it's just like, I don't know, coming from New York where people, like, shoot each other and stuff all the time, like, whenever I watch Japanese quote-unquote bad boy movies, I'm like, yeah, like, I'm not really, you know, I'm not really moved. Like, in Japan, they're like, oh, God, he's so bad. He's so bad. And I'm like, motherfucker, like... like you guys don't know shit. Like, there's nobody gets murdered in that movie. It's all just like light. They're fighting, but like fighting. It's like Smash Bros. You know, like everyone gets beaten the shit out of with like a nuclear bomb style, like, you know, super kung fu attack. But then like he's alive afterwards. It's like, yeah, same shit. But the movie's very stylized. You know, like movies like this. they're a dime a dozen in Japan, and usually they have really bad cinematography. The acting is lame, the pacing is horrible, and the color. Like, Japanese people don't know how to color their movies. You know, like Netflix now gets it, where it's like, you know, for movies, like for example, like the anime Don or whatever, right? It's about aliens and ghosts and shit, but it's so like, you know, there's a whole episode where the school floods of water, but water is not really an interesting color. So in that episode, they made the water green on purpose, just so it's popping. It's just color popping, and I think in the movie Drop, they do that really well. It feels like all the colors are very saturated and in your face. And you know, if you watch movies like Crow Zero or Crows or whatever, right? Those movies were made by Takashi Miike, who made Ichi the Killer and Battle Royale. So the guy's got chops. He's got the chops to chop it up. But you know, he even though those movies where it's like people rarely die, there's a lot more gritty, like practical effect realism to it. Meanwhile, Drop is still more of like a kid's, like teenager's comic book kind of thing, where it's like everything's kind of colorful and it's just like, yeah. And I think the movie takes place in Hiroshima, because that's the first time I heard somebody say Jaro, which is you know, in Japanese, like in Tokyo they say Daro. So it's like you know, like so janai daro, you know, like you know, it's like that's not. Like, it's just a way to end a sentence, but in like Hiroshima they say Jaro and stuff. And again, like all of these movies, they always have the same fucking actor in each one of them. What's this guy's name? I've seen this guy in so many movies. He was the dad in Visitor Q. Like he's been in so many fucking movies. He was like one of the bank robbers in the Ryuga Gotoku, the first movie. What's his name again? It's Endo Kenichi. Yeah, Endo Kenichi. This guy, he's been in, like, that's the cool thing about Japanese celebrities, is that, like, they will be in every movie. They're kind of like I remember back in the day, everybody made such a big deal when John Stamos did, like, a movie right after or what was the name? Full House. After Full House, he did a made-for-TV movie where he was a bad guy, where he rapes or kills women. I forgot what exactly happens, but everyone's like, "Oh my god, what happened?" And there was like a big, it was a big deal for a while because people were like, "What the fuck?" Like, I remember my brother and we watched the movie Juice with Tupac, and my brother's like, "There's no way he's not like that in real life." Like, my brother's like, he's too good at acting like that. It has to be real. And, yeah, like, anyway, I'm just saying that, like, with Japanese actors, they don't really have, I don't think they have that stigma. I mean, like, everybody that's in, like, for example, like, the movie, the ping pong movie where the guy is the coach, the actor's name, what is his name? It's Takenaka Naoto. Takenaka Naoto, like, he's known for a lot of, like, he's, like, the mentor, or, like, you know, like, he's comic relief or whatever. Like, he's done so many roles, but one of the roles I remember him for is being this, like, really cringe rapist in the movie called, what was it called? I think it was called, like, just The Rape or something. It's about this woman who gets raped by 3 students at her school in Hokkaido, and then she runs away to Tokyo, and then they find her, and then she kills each one of them. You know, and, like, God, like, and I just remember him being, like, he's, like, playing PS2, and he's, like, shine, and, like, it's just so cringe, and so it's, like, but he's also, like, a really great, like, you know, coach in this other movie, right? So it's, like, I like it how Japan, you could have, like, a Tom Hanks style, really serious movie, and then just have total cringe, just, like, you were in that movie, kind of, I don't know, what's the equivalent of a famous guy being in a cringe movie, or a cringe movie, like John Travolta, like, playing that autistic guy in Hollywood kind of thing. God, I don't even remember the name of that movie, but yeah, I mean, like, you can do a wide range of stuff in Japan, and that's funny. But yeah, Drop is if you want, like, more of a lighthearted, there is something serious that happens at the end of it that kind of, like, brings the story full circle. But again, it's one of those things where it's like, this could be a copy paste tropey kind of fucking story, but the style of the storytelling and the characters makes it fun to watch. Like, you know, you're able to suspend disbelief a lot better. And the guy who plays the main character, he's actually really good at acting, and I think he might have been a musician or something. I don't know. That's the thing about Japan. Like, you're like, oh wait, you're a good actor and you're a musician. Like, the only time I ever see like actors being musicians are like the Jared Leto guy or something, right? Like back in America, oh yeah, I was Joker. I got beat up by Brad Pitt in Fight Club. You know, it's you know, you get this. You know, it's interesting. It's funny, and it is, ma'am. But yeah, you've got all these too, and yeah. So let's drop. Check that shit out, guys. You might like it. Okay, so next movie. Can we get on to the next movie here? I want to talk about this movie that is the Japanese version of The Departed. Did you guys know that there was a Japanese version of The Departed? Excuse me, princess. Yeah, man, there's a Japanese version of The Departed, and it's called Double Face. It's very cool. Japanese movie. Yeah, and it's funny because people don't even know that Japanese like the Departed is actually an American version of a Hong Kong movie trilogy called Infernal Affairs. And it's funny because Double Face it wasn't a movie that came out in theaters. This was like a made for TV movie. And it's like, I understand why, because I think it's just basically it's two movies. It's like two-hour movies or whatever, but they're released like a TV show, and like some of it is so fucking unbelievable, and it's just like, come on, bro, like, nah, you expect me to believe that shit? Like one of the first scenes is like this cop is just hanging out in Yokohama, like getting some fucking like coffee or something outside on a patio. And then all of a sudden it's like, what? Like, what's going on? And like these motorcyclists are like robbing a bank or something. And then the guy, like, he stops them by kicking the dude off the motorcycle or some shit. It's like so unbelievable. It's like, nah, dude. But this, I don't know, it captures the tone really well. And I was surprised because Japanese movies, like, as far as I'm aware, that, like, if you compare them to Western movies, they always have a reputation for just being shitty. Like, it's either it's usually like a Raspberry Award each time, right? It's like the acting is bad, cinematography is bad, pacing is bad, editing is bad, coloring is bad. Like it's just like a Tommy Wiseau movie, you know? Why, Lisa? Why? It's it's like that, but. Yeah, these movies though, like Double Face was one of those movies where it's like, wow, like I know that it's like, you know, it's kind of like the first two movies, right? Ping Pong and Drop. Like, I know it's fake. I know that, like, like nobody's gonna go and try to rob a bank in Yokohama with a motorcycle. Maybe like in other countries they might, but not in Japan. Are you kidding me? Like, nothing cool like that ever happens. But I like it though because the actors. The main actors, it's what is it? Hidetoshi Nishijima. He plays the main the main cop who's a mole named Jun, and then there's Teruyuki Kagawa, and Teruyuki Kagawa he's Ryosuke, and he is the mafia. He's the Yakuza's mole into the cops, and you know, it's like one of those things where it's like, why is this unbelievable to you, Dad? Like, what's so unbelievable about this story? And it's like, well, it's just in Japan, like, you don't join, like, Japanese people, I think, they have a very strong brainwashing society here, brainwashing culture. It's like, it's indoctrination kind of thing. Like, I don't know, something about, where it's like in Hong Kong, like in the first movie, I get it, right? Because the main character, like, he's impoverished, you know, he doesn't really, like, in Japan, like, they have a very strong, or like in Hong Kong or whatever, right? Very strong sense of loyalty for those who save them. And in, like, the first one, like, the main actor, it's funny because the main actor who's the bad guy cop, the guy who plays the younger version of him, he got his sex tapes leaked, and like, you know, and it was a big deal in Hong Kong back in the day. But yeah, it's just fuck. It was like, you know, for Japan though, it's like if you want to become a cop, you really need, like, you really like want to become a cop. Like, it's a big fucking deal. And like you become the whole, like, you know, like there's a lot of fucking training that goes into that, and a lot of like mental drilling too, right? So like, I don't know, I'm just saying, like, you could believe it, but it's more likely not going to happen, right? But it doesn't matter though, because again, the storytelling element, especially the music too, I don't know, the music for some reason, like the theme song for this reminds me of Escape from New York. And if you listen to both of them, you'll kind of understand what I'm talking about. But it's just this feeling of like dread, and like you're constantly surrounded by stress, and you don't know how to get, like, you know, like how to get out of it, but you don't know the, like, how to properly, like, you know, like, is this really gonna work to get out of it? And like both of these guys, they're pushed into this situation, right? Like the main character, it's just like The Departed, right? The main character, he wants to be a cop, but because of his background and his family ties, the cops like can't let him become a cop, right? Or at least officially on the book. He can still be a cop, but just not on paper. And then for the you know, the other guy, the main bad guy, he's this dude who I forgot if he has ties to the Yakuza at the beginning. I don't remember his backstory for this, but you know, like the main guy, the guy who is the undercover cop, he you know, he goes all out. He like gets a tattoo and everything, and he lives in this really cool like apartment on top of a building in Yokohama that looks out at Yokohama. I'm looking at that and I'm like, well, one, knowing Japanese regulations, that wouldn't happen, and two, that's prime real estate. No way they're like, you know, that he's gonna be able to do that. Like, there's one place in Shinjuku that I always walk by, like, you know, when I'm going down from the south exit, I think, to go to the east exit or whatever, and there's like a small shack on top of an old building, and that makes sense. But it's like, again, like, that's not in like a really, that's in a nice area of Shinjuku, but I don't know. I'm just saying. The whole point is though, it's the actors are actually really good in this movie, though. They're actually really good, and the plot is cool. Like, the main bad guy is what is it? I think he's the guy who plays the dirty cop in the Beat Takashi movies Outrage, and he does such a good fucking job of just being intimidating and scary. And for a Japanese guy, that's rare. But you know, like, this guy does it with like the like, yeah, I'm always nice all the time. And then when I do something really violent, you know, you don't see it coming, kind of thing, right? And I don't know, it's just like, and also the guy who's the main character in Densha Otoko, he plays the underling that is underneath Jun, the main character. And of course it's Asian, of course it's kind of like wanky, over the top stuff, but I don't know, it's just it's like when you watch Yakuza. Like the first Yakuza, you know, if you played the Yakuza game, the Ryuga Gotoku game, or the movie, like at the beginning of the movie, it's like, oh, there's a stray puppy on the street. Oh, it's so sad. I'm like, there's no way a stray puppy would be on the streets of Kabukicho. No way. Like, no. Like, I don't care what era of time it is. Like, no. Like, there's no stray animals in Kabukicho. Like, there's too much shit going on. Somebody would immediately come and get that dog, you know? Like, it isn't like shitty other fucking parts of Asia where they just have like stray animals everywhere. Like, you know? But yeah, but whatever. Suspension of disbelief, right? But the whole point is that, like, if you were looking for like a decent cop movie where it's not like super like overproduced, all, you know, over the top, kind of like Lethal Weapon kind of Japanese cop movie, but at the same time you're looking for something that has a relatable story to like an American movie like The Departed, then yeah, definitely check out Double Face. I think you can stream it. I think it's on Unext. Yeah, you might be able to find it at Unext, or I don't know. It's out there. You know, I think somebody uploaded it to YouTube a while ago. But whole point is, you will search. If you search, you will find, kind of thing. So definitely go and try to check that out. I liked it. It was a good movie, you know, and it is mayhem. So yeah, definitely go and check that one out. And I guess what else are we going to talk about? What others are on my list? I had Ping Pong, Drop, Double Face, and I guess I have 2 movies left here. and to talk about. And I think I've already talked about one before, but let me just briefly say it. Wasabi. Wasabi is it's a Japanese French movie, and I'm gonna cover it in a future rant. There's another rant I want to do coming up where it's I'm gonna be talking about Japan America movies that are both for example, like Lost in Translation or Black Rain or some shit like that. I will be talking about those later. But Wasabi's cool. It's about a guy. It's another cop related one. It's a story. It has the guy who played Leon in Leon the Professional. So very cool actor. Jean something. I forgot his name. But whole point is he's a French cop. He meets a Japanese woman. They have like a summer romance fling, whatever you want to call it. She goes back to Japan, and she has a kid, and she never told him that for some stupid reason. And so she dies 20 years later. He goes to it's like, oh, the lawyer says, hey, she left you some stuff to inherit. You need to come and pick it up. And so he flies to Japan. And he's like, what am I here to inherit? And then he's like, you've got a daughter. And he's like, wait, what? I have a daughter? And she's like, yeah, dude, you got a daughter. I understand, like, if you fucked a chick with a condom on, and then you're like, wait, you're pregnant? Like, yeah, because, like, there could be a hole in the condom or something. Like, something could happen, right? But, like, if you're, like, just not wearing protection and somehow the chick gets pregnant, like, how is that a surprise to anybody? But anyway, that was one of the first Japanese dramas, TV shows I ever watched was called Summer Snow. And in Summer Snow there is a character, I forgot her name, but she's played by Hirose Ryoko. I love the name Ryoko because Ryoko from Tenchi Muyo, right? I love that name. And but anyway, the woman who played that character that I really liked in Summer Snow was named Hirose Ryoko, and but I guess maybe that was like that happened later. But in Wasabi, she's still really young, and like in Summer Snow, her character's all like calm and stuff because she's got a heart condition, so she can't like she can't like overact or be energetic. But in Wasabi, she's completely different. She's just like, yeah, like, I'm an angry, like, 2000s kid, yeah, Obama. I don't know, but it's fun. It's like a little crazy, like little, I don't know. It's just it's nice because I don't know French, right? But apparently my French buddies are like, oh, dude, her French is so bad in that movie. But whatever, like, the movie is a very stylized, very cheesy kind of thing where basically they find out that her mom had a lot of money because she was an artist or whatever. She sold her art, and so I forgot why, but this Yakuza group finds out about it, so they're trying to get the daughter to sign over all of her inheritance to them, which is ironic because in Japan, when inheritance tax states that the government takes 50% of because they don't want people to have generational wealth in Japan. They want to make it like, free for all for everybody. You want to be rich, you better work your ass off for it. But people get around that by just making a company and then putting all the money into the company and then just signing over the company to somebody else. There's ways to get around it. I mean, Kardashian shit kind of stuff, right? But anyway, it's cool though because in movies like that, where a cop goes to another country, they don't really have a gun. But for some reason in this movie, he's got a gun, and he's just shooting people. And I was like, there's so many fucking, like it's just like, dude, like, this is an international incident. Like, what's going on? Like, you can't just bring, even if you're a cop, you can't, this isn't Die Hard. You can't just go from New York to L.A. with a gun. And, like, the French guy brings a gun to Japan. He's just shooting Japanese. I mean, to be fair, the bad Yakuza people, so they deserve it, right? But, oh, God, if this movie happened in, like, 2024, there'd be people on Reddit being like, well, Yakuza are people, too. Orc lives matter, Yakuza lives matter, too. Like, God, they're so stupid. It's like women and gays for Islam. Are you kidding me? Anyway, point is, not getting too political here, but it's a fun movie. There's a lot of cheese to it. There's a lot of colorful stuff. And if you're like a guy who loves early 2000s shit like me, then it's definitely worth checking out. and I had a good time with it. So, yeah, and it is in fact ma'am. So, yeah, respect Nux. That's the way to do it. And then finally, with the last 5 minutes left of this fucking of this rant, I want to talk about Death Note. I've mentioned it before in rants where I was talking about movies, but I just want to, there's 3 Death Note movies, which is weird. They're doing the opposite of Double Face. Double Face was like a made-for-TV movie that's like 4 hours, but The Departed was 1 hour, was a one-off movie, but Infernal Affairs is a 3-part trilogy. 3-part trilogy, and but yeah, and then for Death Note was an anime based off of manga, and the anime is like 20. I don't know. I forgot. Somebody in the chat tell me. Somebody in the Premiere chat that I can't see you right now because it's a recording, but somebody remind me how many episodes were in the original Death Note anime. But the Death Note series, it had 3 movies, which is weird because the first movie is the whole plot of the anime. So the next movies after that are, I'm pretty sure, at the end of the first movie, doesn't that one thing happen? I don't know. We need to clarify it. But I remember the third movie being like, wait, what? Like, they're making just a sequel? Wait, this isn't how the anime, this isn't how the manga worked. And I don't know. It was interesting. But that movie, it really kind of career boosted a bunch of people. Like, the guy who plays L in that movie. For all of you guys who don't know, Death Note is this. It's a very simple premise of an anime. There's the human world, and then there's the Death God world. And the Death Gods sometimes come to the human world, and the Death Gods are bored as fuck. And so, this one Death God named Ryuk, he's got a Death Note. And what is a Death Note? Death Note is something where you write down somebody's name and then they die. And if you don't write down the specification, then they just die of a heart attack within a certain couple amount of minutes or something. And so he sees this guy named Light Yagami, and he's like, okay, this dude is badass. Like, this guy's smart as fuck. I'm going to give him the Death Note and see what he does with it, because I'm bored as fuck. And so he gives the Death Note to Light, and Light is, his father is like the chief of police or something. So Light is like, yeah, like my dad's like he's, I've got a strong sense of justice, and I'm a smart boy, and I do smart boy stuff, but I'm going to help my dad enact justice, because these bad people, they need to die. And so, Light starts killing all these people, and the cops don't know what to think about it. They're like, how are all these people dying at once? Like, I'm surprised they didn't think it was a pandemic or something. I don't know. But, yeah, anyway, they call in this super detective who is this anonymous detective that's been hired by Interpol and all these big places before, named L, and he happens to be Japanese too. And L kind of deducts that he's like, this has got to be some supernatural element here. But even if it is supernatural, this is a pattern here. If we recognize the pattern, 13% of the population, 50% of the violent crimes. If we recognize the pattern, maybe we might be able to do something about it. And anyway, yeah, and then it becomes like a cat and mouse game between Light and L. And it's really cool. I think they did a good job with the movie, considering with anime movies, it's always hit or miss. But, I've watched other anime movies, like the Full Metal Alchemist movie and shit, and it's just like, it's a good try, but it doesn't really land, It doesn't stick the landing. But I feel like Death Note really did a good job, Like, the acting is, it's cheesy at some parts, but, the actors are so fun to watch that you kind of forgive it, right? And, I don't know, it's just, the whole, you watch L the whole time, right? And it's just, he lives off of candy. And I hadn't watched the movie Elf until, 2024, so I hadn't watched it for a long time, so I completely forgot that movie. And in the movie Elf, Will Ferrell, he just eats everything with sugar. He's like, this is my spaghetti. I put maple syrup on it. It's like, ugh. And he's like, yeah, and in the North Pole, all we do is eat candy. I'm like, ugh. I don't remember that part being part of North Pole lore, but yeah, anyway, L's eating all that stuff, and it's funny. And anyway, you should go check it out. I bet they have it on Netflix or somewhere where you can stream it. And anyway, we're getting to the point where this is the end of the movie, end of the show. So let me just say, yeah, if you guys made it this far, show me that you did by smashing that like button and leaving a comment. And the secret comment of the day is just, you can just say Wasabi in the Death Note. 4 words, Wasabi in the Death Note. Okay, well, Death Note's 1 word, maybe. But yeah, point is, write that down to show me that, in some kind of weird sentence to show me you made it this far. And, yeah, like always, guys, thanks for watching these. I've been trying to make a big backlog of these, so when I'm not outside walking or riding on the motorcycle, that I have these just as a peace of mind that I'm like, okay, woof. You know, at least I have this done. Very good, very good. So, yeah, anyway, yeah, thanks so much, guys, for the love and support. And usually do a live stream after this, so I should be putting that URL in there right now. And, yeah, I will see you guys on the next one. Take it easy, stay black. Talk to you guys later. Kisses. Yeah, but...